Hey there, this is Jexy with the Systems Alliance, and in this video, we're going to be checking out the new Godzilla trailer, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So I do just want to be clear, I believe the official name is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, not Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. You wouldn't need the 2 if you're already having a title there. So I know the trailer says 2, so that's the only reason why I'm questioning it a little bit, but I have been a huge Godzilla fan ever since I was a kid. Ever since I saw the very first movie that I saw, which I don't even think was the original Godzilla movie. I don't think that was my introduction, but they would have, I believe, on TNT just Godzilla marathons and everything, and I would just watch the hell out of those. I absolutely love Godzilla. Obviously, the first one's a classic. The ones that came after, especially with Baby Godzilla, pretty crappy, I'll admit that. But I always loved the new monsters that they would come up with, and I remember drawing them, and that really got me into art, and that really made me appreciate stuff like that. I would always go to the library and learn about them, the guys in the suits, how, when they caught fire, sometimes it was real fire, and what they would have to go through. And playing Godzilla was always just such a burden to whoever was in it because it was so hot in there, and just a lot of respect for that medium. I know a lot of people think Godzilla is pretty cheesy, it's a guy in a rubber suit, but you just have to take it for what it is and enjoy it for that. And if you do that, you can find a ton of enjoyment out of it. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Obviously, that 1998 Abomination 1, technically in the Godzilla universe, isn't even Godzilla because it's Zilla, and Godzilla ends up killing him in a later movie. So my favorite Godzilla movies are always those ones in the 90s from Japan. Great look on him, I always thought. And they've been coming out recently with some new ones as well. The American version, the new American version, I thought Godzilla looked great. Huge, super destructive. The movie, though, was a movie that had Godzilla in it, but it wasn't a Godzilla movie. Whereas I think the King Kong Skull Island movie was a King Kong movie. You saw all of King Kong, you saw the awesome fights. It was just a really fun summer blockbuster, popcorn type of movie. The story wasn't that great, but you're there to see King Kong beat up everyone. And same with Godzilla. You went to the first movie wanting to see Godzilla blow up everything, and you just didn't really see Godzilla too much, only in just a couple places, and it was dark when you really saw him well, which wasn't well because it was dark. So I'm hoping that this Godzilla 2, or Godzilla King of the Monsters, this next Godzilla movie, before we get Godzilla versus King Kong, is the movie that we all want. I hope they go into the lore, which I always liked about Godzilla. They keep on hitting the reset button, but overall, to have the lore about how the monsters are there and why they're there, I'd really like to see that. So let's get into the trailer.
Our world is changing. The mass extinction we feared has already begun, and we are the cause. We are the infection.
I wonder who's speaking right now. I want to get inside, kid.
But like all living organisms, the Earth unleashed a fever to fight this infection. Its original and rightful rulers, the Titans. For thousands of years, these creatures have remained in hiding around the world. And unless all the Titans are found, our planet will perish, and so will we. They are the only guarantee that life will carry on.
Baby Mothra. Baby Godzilla. Awesome. Mothra.
You are out of your goddamn mind!
I am sorry, but this is the only way.
Yep. It's like King Ghidorah, King Ghidorah's lightning.
You're a monster. I'm sorry.
Yes. There he is.
Long live the king.
That was awesome. All right. So that looked pretty cool. I love the scene at the end where you got the fighter jets going with Godzilla. I'm wondering, given what that lady was saying, whether you're going to have King Ghidorah and Mothra as the ones who are supposed to be killing the humans, and Godzilla's coming to rescue by killing them, or because obviously at the end it seemed to be like Godzilla was on our side, and there's a bunch of different iterations. I mean, sometimes the monsters are on our side, like King Ghidorah, and then they're fighting Godzilla, who's against us, and then on other times Godzilla's the one saving us. So in the history of Godzilla and its 20 some odd movies, it has gone back and forth, so I will be interested in seeing where it goes on this one. I love how they look. I love that in his intro, it's just boom, nuclear fire breath right away. I like how when Mothra was going over that city, it was just wiping everything out like a hurricane, because that's what she does. She's also in larva form there in the beginning, and since the larva's, I guess, being nice, normally Mothra is on our side, so I'm not quite sure how they're gonna spin this one, but giant monsters fighting, I am always all about. And even when Godzilla's against us and on the bad side, I still want him to win because I love Godzilla so much. So let me know what you thought about this. It looked a little doomsday-y, seemed a little interesting in the beginning about like what's caused this. It doesn't seem like a global warming type thing, maybe a pollution type thing, nuclear pollution. Obviously that's what causes Godzilla in the first place, so maybe that's what she's referring to. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this. I'm pretty excited for this movie, and especially excited knowing it's going to lead up to Godzilla versus King Kong. Hopefully that movie will be worth it, because the original, remember as a kid you always heard that, oh, in Japan Godzilla wins, and in America, you know, King Kong wins. But one, that King Kong sucked. The original King Kong that came out, 40 years earlier looked way better, and I never caught on to that, and it never made sense to me, mostly because King Kong was actually supposed to be like the Frankenstein monster who grew, not some ape, which is why the powers don't match up. It's a big mess that happened back then, but now they've clearly established this is a different King Kong in a different universe, and he's just as big as Godzilla, or maybe close to being as big, either way. When he said long live the king, I wonder if he was referring to Godzilla King of the Monsters or King Ghidorah, or as I guess maybe he's supposed to be pronounced King Ghidorah. But either way, let me know your thoughts down below as to what you think he was referring to there, and we'll catch you next time.